Hi there. We're going to talk today about Varsity Learning and the application that I'm going to have you use for homework, tests, and quizzes. So you may have already signed up in class, but I want to give you a kind of online tour of how it looks, how it works, how to use their equation editor, that kind of thing. So if you missed class and weren't able to sign up for an account, what I'd like you to do right now is go to www.varsitylearning, all one word, .com. Make sure you go to .com and not .org. And when you do, you're going to get to a screen, not the screen that's going to show, but you're going to get to a screen that looks like that. Okay? And I want you to click this blue student sign up button right here. And you're going to come to a screen with these 4 fill-in areas, and you're going to type in your first and last name, and please use a capital first and last initial so that it shows up for me the way we want to see it, not just all lowercase or all uppercase. And then please use your drag email, which is, now do this in all lowercase, first name dot last name at student dot rg drag, oh, I did that wrong, rgdrage.org. Make sure it's .org, not .com. Make sure you didn't put any typos in there, because it's not going to actually verify this email address. It's just going to take what you put in there. So if you put a comma instead of a period, or put .com instead of .org, these are all problems I've had in the past. It's going to take what you put. And then password. Use the password that you logged into the computer with. So capital first initial of your first name. So for me, capital H, lowercase first initial of your last name. So for me, lowercase k, and then your 6-digit lunch pin, which is, if you have your schedule and you don't know your lunch pin, the last 6 digits of your student ID, which is on your schedule. I'm just going to type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then from there, you're just going to go ahead and hit sign up. Now, it's not allowing me to sign up because I already have a teacher account. Okay, but what you're going to see from there is it's going to give you a screen that says you've created an account. And I'm going to try again without those tools up there, but yeah, it's not going to allow me to do that. It's going to tell you that you've created an account, and to click to go back to the home screen and then enroll in a course. Okay. And it's going to allow you to sign in. And what that sign in is going to look like, not there. That sign in will look something like this. The login, you're going to use that same login you just created. So first name dot last name. Now yours is at student.rgdrag.org. I don't have the word student in mine. And then your first initial of your first name, capitalized, first initial of your last name, lowercase, 6-digit lunch pin. And then you're going to hit login. And when you log in, over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see a button that says enroll in a course. Oh, here's my button right here. Enroll in a new course. And you're going to click on that. And I'm going to jump out and go to a new screen and tell you what those course numbers are. Okay. And so here's what you're going to do. If you're in Algebra 2 for me, your 4-digit course code is 2998. That will enroll you in my Algebra 2 course. If you are in Algebra 3, it's going to be 3001. And if you are in Pre-Calc, first period, that's going to be 6393. Okay, so you're going to type in one of those 4-digit course codes, excuse me, and then hit OK, and it's going to put you back into a screen that looks similar to this with one of these 3 options at the top. Okay, now from there, I don't really want you to click anywhere from there. I just kind of want you to watch what's going to happen. I have another screen open. This is an Algebra 2 example. What you're going to see as a student sample is there will be a calendar. Anytime you have something due, it will highlight on the calendar. So there's a couple things due here already. There's something due on the 30th, and there are 2 items due on the 7th, and that is 1.1 on the 30th and 1.2 and 1.3 on the 7th. Now you can scroll down. Also, let me just show you. If you click on these in the calendar, they will open up and you can find them, and there's a link to them inside that actual calendar. So if I click on 1.2, it'll show in the calendar for what's due on that day. Okay. And then you can click on them and they become links. We'll show you how those work in a minute. Or you can scroll on down through the actual chapter here, and you can see you have 1.1, then 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. We get to the end of the chapter. There's a test review, and then there's a test. And we'll talk more about that when we get to those. But everything we do in here is going to go through Varsity and Google Classroom. So here's how an assignment's going to look. I'm going to go down to 1.3 because I know it's got something that I want you to see. The red title here is a hyperlink. It will take you to the assignment. And again, couple things I want you to see. On the left-hand side is your problem set. This has 10 questions in the problem set. Underneath here, it says grade 0 of 10. So that will tell you how many points the whole problem set is worth. And then underneath it says print version. Now, if you're at home or you're in a class where you can print, we can't in my room, but if you're like in lab and they'll allow you to do that, you can click on this print version. And what it will do is it will show all of your problems, and you could have a paper copy for yourself. Or if you wanted to copy down all of your problems and into your notebook and have them for yourself, you can see them all in one place. Okay. Those problems for you aren't going to change. Now, one thing about Varsity, you and your neighbor do not have the same problems. Everybody gets random questions pulled from a question set in Varsity. So yours and your neighbor next to you in a seat, you guys don't have the same questions. So you can talk to each other and talk about how to do it and if it was done correctly or maybe why you missed something, but you don't have exactly the same problems. So it's important when you do your work that you're writing the actual problem down on the paper so that if I need to help you, I can see what your actual problem was. Okay, so the print version will allow you to see all of those in one place. Just want you to know that that's there. Okay, so questions are listed over on the left-hand side. Then the question is in the body of the page. And then below the question, it tells you how many attempts you have. So this one tells you you have 4 attempts altogether. You're on attempt 1 of 4. And you will have ultimately as many attempts as you want on these problems. If you get all 4 of these attempts incorrect, let's see, I'm going to just answer this incorrectly a bunch of times. But first, I want you to note that right now you have no blinking cursor next to the words inequality notation here. If you click in that box, a yellow box, little arrow is going to appear on the far right-hand side. Watch. I'm going to click in here. See the yellow arrow that appeared in the right-hand side? If you click on that yellow arrow, that will give you an equation editor. So that equation editor allows you to have fractions, exponents, subscripts, square roots, cube roots, fourth roots, fifth roots, whatever, absolute value, parentheses, pi, infinity does not exist. That's on the basic tab. If you change the tab to inequalities, you have less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. The word or, all real numbers, does not exist. Functions gives you other options, logarithms, and then the trig tab gives you some other options. So you can type these in using the equation editor exactly the way it would look on your paper, okay? Which is what I really, really like about this program. So I'm going to type in an answer. I'm not even going to solve it. I'm just going to type in x is less than 3. And then I'm going to actually type that in here too. Oh, I can't even type that in. We'll just do this. A little dot. I have no idea what the right answer is. I'm not going to even try. We're just going to try purposely to get it wrong so you see what it looks like. All right, so I got a red box around the inequality notation, a red box around the problem, which means I got both pieces wrong, okay? Now, I'm going to do that incorrectly. It tells me I'm on attempt here. I'm on attempt 2 of 4, right? So I'm going to do this incorrectly 2 more times. So I'm going to submit it again. Now I'm on attempt 3 of 4. Also notice the red kind of rotating arrow up here that tells you that you still have more attempts. When you do it a 4th time, this is attempt 4 of 4. Here's my 4th attempt. Now it turns into a red X up there. Okay, depending on the settings that I set, it will also tell you what the actual answer is and what it looks like. Now, what you should do if you really want to get 100% on your homework, you should say, try another similar question and watch what happens. If I click on this option right up here, try another similar question, it will make it look like I never attempted question 1 ever to begin with. Okay, it gets rid of your 4 incorrect attempts. Notice down here you have attempt 1 of 4 again, and it's a very similar question. Sometimes it gives you the same question. Now, on your work, you're going to have to rewrite, like cross out problem 1. Don't erase it. Cross it out. I want to see what you missed so we can talk about it. And then put another problem 1. Copy a new problem down. Rewrite the work. Now, this is going to be X is less than 9 over 4. X is less than 9 over 4. And that's how you would put a fraction in. Notice how it looks over here on the preview side. And then 9 over 4 is 2 1/4. So I'm going to put 2 1/4. Here's a dot. And if it's less than, that means the arrow's going this way. Oh, wait, let's do it wrong on purpose, just so you can see. So I'm going to submit it. Now, I got the inequality notation right, so the math part's good, but my arrow indicator is wrong. The graph is wrong. And I can tell that easily because I have a green check mark around the inequality notation, so I know that that part's good, but the bottom part's not good. And so I can clear that and try again. So I know my 9 over 4 is 2 1/4, and it's an open dot because it's less than. So I must have made my arrow go the wrong way. And now I'm going to resubmit. And now when I get the whole thing right, I get a green check mark up here and I move on to question 2. And so you just click on question 2 and you're going to solve that one. This auto saves everything. You don't need to save anything. You just, when you're done, you just close it and jump out of it. Okay. So that's how Varsity works. That's the long and short of it. If there are things as we go, ways for you to type things in, I will make sure that you know that. But that's the basic idea. Now, these grades down here, I'm going to ask you, when you submit homework to me, you're going to do a couple things. You're going to take a picture of your work. It might be a page, it might be 4 pages. It doesn't matter to me. You're going to take a picture of your work and you're going to submit it into Google Classroom. And then as a private comment, you're going to tell me what your grade is. Now I can go into Varsity and double check, and I will often, especially if we're in school, because I can just print out those grade reports and just throw them into the grade book. However, if we end up remote and I end up remote, I don't have a printer at home. So I'm going to have you put in private comments and train you right from the beginning to put those private comments in when you turn your work into Google Classroom. Okay, so make sure that you know what your grades are. It's also nice when you do a test that you know right away what you're getting. And keep in mind that as you go, remember 1 divided by 10, that's going to be your percentage, right? So you always know what your grades are. Also, there's a grade book up here and you can go and see. Now, that's not the grade book for our class. It's just the grade book for Varsity. But you can see what you've done, what you haven't, if you have an assignment that's not done or something. Excuse me. And see what your grades are if you don't have something finished. Also, one additional comment with Varsity. There are deadlines on these assignments. Those deadlines are generally Sunday nights at 11:59 p.m. of the week in which they are assigned. Those deadlines are not movable unless there are extreme circumstances. So get your work done in a timely manner, manage your time wisely. You will have lots of time in class. If you watch notes outside of my classroom, any note days that we have, you could be working on Varsity inside the classroom. You will also have days in class to work on Varsity. So there should be no reason to be getting stuff done over the weekend last minute. But manage your time wisely. Make sure you're getting these things done. When an assignment deadline hits, this assignment, it closes. And it will say up here on the right-hand side, due Monday at whatever time and date. And when that deadline hits, this will turn red up here and it will say past due, and it will not record your score even if you do it. That's very important. It will not record your score. So it will let you do it over here and it will tell you if you're right or wrong, but it will not record your score. So don't waste your time. Okay? So that's kind of the nuts and bolts with Varsity. Alrighty, I think that covers most of it. I hope you like the program as much as I do, and good luck. I like to end my videos with toodaloo, so toodaloo.